you for joining. Okay, when you're ready, coming to a comfortable seat. So just taking a moment to sit nice and evenly on the sitting bones. Lengthen up nice and tall and close your eyes. And just let go of any tension you're carrying in the shoulders or across your expression, just softening down. Your palms are just resting on your knees, just as a nice little anchor there. And we'll just take a moment of quiet and stillness before we start to move and flow and breathe. And when you come to a little quiet, just tuning in. Notice if anything is arising for you, or if there's anything physical that's sort of telling you to notice it. Noticing where you're breathing to. Generally taking a snapshot of what is going on with you right now, emotionally, mentally, physically. And maybe use that awareness to set an intention for your practice. And then before we start to move, we'll start to connect to our Ujjayi breath. Breathing in nice and deeply. Exhaling nice and slowly. Moving away from the thinking and moving more into the feeling. Filling the whole body with breath. And letting go each time you exhale. Release your arms so the next time you breathe in, you can reach them out nice and wide. And bring the arms above you. Palms come together, and then as you exhale, you bring your palms down, pausing at your heart. And then blinking your eyes back open. We'll move forward. So walk the fingers forward, coming into a nice seated stretch here. So see if you want to stay up a little higher or come down a little lower. You want to move a little bit to release a little bit of stiffness. You want to relax your head or even bring it towards your mat. Bowing down Continuing with the Ujjayi breath, and then walking the hands as you breathe in, rising up. And just bringing the fingertips behind you, just lift and lengthen, shoulder blades pull back and together as you open the heart and maybe look up. And then you can lean back, changing the cross of your legs, opposite shin comes in front, and then walking forward again, lengthening and folding and releasing. And being open to receive the benefits of this practice today. And you can rock forward from here, coming onto hands and knees, or rise back up first. And just bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. So we'll just do some cat-cow movements. So once you set up, we'll start to move. So inhale, drop the pelvis, pull the shoulders back, lifting the gaze up, opening out the throat. On the exhale, round and draw the stomach up an inch into chest. So moving in time with your breath, and feel free to make it a circular movement or just staying with this forward and back. Inhaling nice and deeply to open up the body. And really squeeze the breath out by drawing the stomach up and in. Starting to get a little bit of engagement there. Let's do one more cycle, inhaling and exhaling. And then coming to a neutral spine. Relax the shoulders back. Extend your right foot away from you and just reach the heel away. So the foot is on the mat and you're just getting a nice length into the leg and the calf muscle. And then lifting the leg up, toes a little bit to the left. Once you have your balance, reaching the left arm forward. So you want to have your hips nice and even, extending forward. And then exhale, bring elbow and knee and squeeze them in. And then inhale, lengthen away. Two more, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, squeeze. And inhale, lengthen, hold. And then bring hand and knee down, just even yourself out. And we'll do the left side, so reach the left foot back and just get a nice bit of length into the calf muscle. And then working a little bit on core engagement. When you lift the leg up, you want the hip to stay even. And reach the right arm forward, really pushing into the left hand. And this in itself has to use your core. But if you want to intensify it, just bring elbow and knee in and squeeze. And then lengthen them away. So exhale, squeeze. And lengthen. And one more, exhale, squeeze. And re-lengthen and hold. And then bring in hand and knee back down. Let's do another couple cat-cows, open. And exhale. And opening. And exhaling. Neutral spine, extend your right foot back again, placing it on the mat. And then extend your left foot back. So now you're in a plank. Push out of your hands, draw up through your center. And look forward as you pull the shoulder blades back. And then you can bend your knees as you start to lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. And then roll forward back into a plank. So bend the knees and pull it back into a downward facing dog. And come forward into a high plank. So just bringing some movement, lifting up, coming forward as you round. And then bend your knees, lift the hips up, inhale. And round forward into plank. One more. Bend the knees, lift the hips up. Come forward into plank and then come to the knees. And lower down with the elbows in. So you come all the way down onto the mat, lengthening your feet back, rolling the shoulders back. Now as you come into cobra, up and roll back down, exhale. Rolling up, inhale. And down, exhale, and one more, really rising just as high as you want, maybe moving a little bit from side to side as you pause here. And let's come back down, exhale. Push back into a child's pose. Maybe bring your knees wide as your mat and bring your toes together, reach your forehead down. We're going to keep it a little active, so extend your arms forward, reach the fingertips a little more forward. So you start to stretch and lengthen. And then walk your hands over to the right side. You can rest on that right thigh as you stretch into your left side. Coming back through center and over to the left. Resting on your left thigh and stretch your right side. And back to center. Walk your fingers forward. And then rising up, bring your knees in. Tuck toes and come back into downward facing dog. And we'll hold it this time. So the legs are still feeling tight, pedal them out. Otherwise, you're working towards bringing your heels towards the mat. And you really push firmly into your hands, particularly the pads of the fingers. And the shoulder blades open, creating a bit of space here as you relax your head. Drawing the energy up and then down your legs. Pulling in through your center. Drawing the ribs in as well as you relax your head. And the breath is nice and deep as you breathe in, creating space. And on the exhale, grounding down a little bit more. And then look forward, bend your knees. And then just walk the feet up towards your hands and we'll come to the top of the mat. Easy forward fold with the feet hip width apart and just drape over your legs. And gently sway and release. And if the legs aren't ready to go straight, just keep a little bend here. Letting go of your arms, soften your knees so you can roll all the way up to a stand. So the chin stays tucked in until you rise all the way up. When you come to a stand, sweep the arms up, bring them together. Maybe lean back a touch. And then exhale, bring them down to your heart. And you can step your feet together here. And spread your toes and just connect down into the ground. Lift the energy up, nice and tall. Relax your shoulders. And then reach your arms back behind you, interlink your fingers. So we open out our hearts as we pull the shoulder blades together. Now you can just reach them back or you can start to pull them down a little. Maybe start to look up. And then come into a forward fold, bend your knees. And pausing here, so your hips are pulling back, knees forward, and you're reaching the arms back. And then come down a little closer, resting on your thighs, and bring the arms overhead. Relax your chin, or tuck your chin in, relax your head. Continue bringing the arms overhead. And then maybe start to straighten your legs. Again, if they're not ready to go straight, keeping a slight bend. And then release fingertips down onto the floor, onto your shins, and extend forward. Get a nice flat back to open. Again, shoulders back, head forward. Exhale, release. We'll step our right foot all the way back into a lunge. Bending the left knee over the ankle, bringing the right knee down. So opening out the hip here. Lengthening forward and maybe coming onto the fingertips, getting a little bit of height here. So gently encouraging your chest forward. Hands down and sweep that left leg up and back behind you. And then placing the foot down. Downward facing dog.